Yo, hello there. So Agurin yet again reached rank 1 in the Korean server, and now we can see that they even target ban his Jarvan because they already know him in the Korean server, right? Now, one thing to point out, he went for Nocturne. Of course, he could then go for Olaf or maybe Poppy, but again, Nocturne should be totally fine. So let's skip a little bit. So sadly, Saya gets invaded. Okay. Yeah. Wow, what the hitbox. I think it did hit the tower, but it kinda did hit Saya as well. And now they are stacking here, hoping that maybe the enemy mid laner will go away. Meantime, Viego steals this buff or something, right? So it says only if there are 3 people, right? Now one thing to watch out for, they don't instantly commit, as you can see. He doesn't instantly move his character. He's paying attention if someone bumps out. If Rakan engages, we kinda have to commit, of course. So they had a teensy bit amount of patience. They didn't install in, they waited a bit till things clear out, because if you rush in, it could be possibly a bait, or maybe Viego just arrived faster, right? But like this, it's a bit more consistent to pick up the Viego. Does he flash? Does he get out? I think he flashes right after human form basic. Got him nice, and now it kinda sucks for Viego to E-star to some extent, cause usually Viego makes Q first, just to be clear, because it deals HP based damage against monsters, proc his passive, and then his W, right? And only 30 makes it in. Really important thing to ping those sums, or keep them in your mind, of course, preferably ping them, so you know what to gank, right? It's easier to gank a Nautilus Kai'Sa when you know if they don't have flash. Look at his mentality as well, like he didn't really mentally boom because Saya died, he doesn't really care if someone else got his kill. Yeah, that's a mentality you got to keep up if you wanna reach rank 1. So I needed just clearing. He took 3 of his bottom side of his camps. He didn't move his camera enough on top lane. Maybe Aatrox could then go for trades, but again he's full HP. Oh, now he did move. Yeah, I think he's looking for a top gank. I think it's a really easy. No? I mean, he could do that. It's like the Gwen was kind of a free gank, no? Because Aatrox is holding the wave, so Gwen has to disrupt that, otherwise it will be some type of freeze. Now he has another plan, so let's watch out. So he likes to go for an invade on Raptors. I mean, Gwen was deep enough, and often Gwen players play Ignite TP into Aatrox. I don't know if she has Flash or Ghost, I don't know exactly. But often they play Ignite, no Flash, so they're easy to be ganked, in my opinion. Raptors are a bit weird, because the thing is, like, Viego's clear was delayed, and they don't respawn because of his E-start. It's weird, I know, but that's how it goes. Oh no, it's Sejuani. Oh wait, I thought it's Viego all the time. It's Sejuani. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Sejuani. It's a bit weird to go for that, but I assume Rakan could rotate. Yeah, he says it as well. It's not the most efficient, right? Viego looks like he's kinda moving, isn't? So she showed up on top side, so that means he can look for a mid or bot play without any counter gank. Okay. Okay, so that's good. So this looks like an easy crack steal, because it doesn't even look like the enemy bot lane is rotating or anything. So this should be an easy steal. Mid is missing. But I think recall if I'm correct. And now they're looking for a bottom play, right? Let's see if he looks for an E. He definitely is looking for an E or something, no? He doesn't risk anything. Now, in my opinion, what he could then do slightly better when he was at Crux, he could then move his camera earlier and just kind of like decided if I want to move there or take the Krugs, because he would take some extra bits of Krugs, of course. That money does really add up in long term, right? So in here I think he missed out on 2 small Krugs, or a medium one and 2 small ones, because in here you can already kind of see that it's not gonna work out. So that's like something an instant, like you don't have flash, that's the only way you maybe kill Nautilus, but you have flash. And ideally you don't even want to reveal your bot lane, because then they're like, oh yeah, they're shoving now and we're gonna get doped, so they either walk away or recall. So then it's even less likely you can dive them later on, or people will play more aggressively overall because they know Viego is here. And this my bad, Alice. And this applies to the mid and top matchup as well, because they can play more confidently, which is an issue. So he knows Sejuani is coming. It's good that he brings it. I think he's sitting on a ward here, I'm not sure. Not sure if it's warded. So he was a little slow on walking towards Rake and taking the decision, because we saw him like staying in one spot typing. You can also like click and then like ping all of those things, type things, right? He could then do it slightly better, he could then take the decision slightly faster to, of course, get the Krugs, reveal yourself bot lane or not, right? Like, he could then even maybe sneak around the enemy vision, like they don't see it from the lane, so he sneaks in the bush in case it's not warded, right? So just like very small things, very smart things he could then do a little bit better in here.
If she wants, if she doesn't, that's okay.
So let's see what he does.
No, if you're going for the dive, you're not getting dragged. And the dive is risky. Why? Because Sejuani's behind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Sejuani showed up mid, but he could then bot side as well, possibly, and that can make it really awkward. But it's a bit risky again, like he says he can't, because it's a bit risky to gank the Gwen. She has Ignite, She had Ignite TP, so as I said earlier on, ganking top wouldn't be bad over like a Raptor or Scuttlescrab on both side.
Maybe we can try, but I feel like it's a lost cause.
It was warded.
Let's see to cover, I'm not here to all in or something.
Okay. See, so that's fine, I mean...
If she didn't go for top and she just stays, yeah, that's...
Now, one small thing to watch out for... Yeah, like sometimes even the rank 1 player gets mind controlled into helping someone just out of empathy, even if it's just like kinda bad to gank them, you know? It's just not really great, because she just WZs away, whatever. It's just like a very forced gank angle. And now he just gave up some tempo for the sake of top lane. So it's really important to not get like too empathetic with your laners to gank them just out of empathy, because often that's just gonna mess you up. He does flash. He says he doesn't know its ward. Possibly if he doesn't flash is there, maybe the enemy side gets an extra basic attack in, and that could be lethal really easily. So I'm like, I think it's fine, because that basic attack could then really likely kill the Saya, so it's possibly safer. Yeah, that's how I feel as well, right? Like, better safe than to be sorry, right? One thing I found out to be weird, he does not have First Strike and Hex Flash, which actually does go quite well on Alice. I mean, First Strike, you get some degree of money sometimes out of your pokes, even if you don't all-in. Then all-in wise, you're gonna deal more damage, and what's nice to have is First Strike, right? Like in general, like these runes are good on her, because you can like something like Hex Flash, then look for a knee, just so you get like better gank angles overall, right? Because even like, for example, there was like the bot lane play, he didn't have flash to like either Nautilus or all in him somehow. Now with Hex Flash you can do that, because you can get through walls, and then you can keep your E as well, right? I don't exactly know why Alice players don't go Hex Flash these days and First Strike. PTA is also interesting for the early game, of course. If you want to maximize out your early games, invades, of course, early fights, it's also insane. Okay, that's interesting. I thought It's like if you go for Nashor's, it's a bit weird because it's weird because you have some one hit on Alice, but you want to generally one shot and not really go for some type of weird on hit build. Although like I seen in lane Alice, like in top mid lane Alice, I seen like Nashor too, but I don't know if it's jungle Alice thing. It's not that bad though, in my opinion. It's not really like used because you kind of want a one shot on this champion, not really DPS. I think a Conqueror also matches the.
It's good that how we did it. It's very good, by the way. We do have something to work with. It's not that easy, but we have something to work with. It's okay.
That's the Protobell.
Fat for no reason, though. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
Fat for no reason.
Yeah. So here's the Protobell.
Not doing any random shit because this game is like very important.
So he tries to be even more consistent, of course, and now he got his Proto Belt. Now he can look for easier engages with the Proto Belt with the E.
It's gonna take Banshee's second item. Yeah, just get this wave. We can take it easily.
He wants to go Banshee. Even I did it on Gragas, on Echo, I do believe. The reasoning behind that is they have certain abilities that can be blocked, like Nautilus hook or something, you know, just out of nowhere. Maybe a Kai'Sa W poke, which can hurt in mid-late game, plus they have AP champs, of course. So it's kind of like about denying certain engaging abilities, maybe a Viego W, whatever. But it just kind of helps you in combat overall. That spell shield could actually matter a lot, right? Again, some of them it's not that great. But they have a lot of AP nonetheless. They have like 3, I believe. They have 2, 3, I think. I mean, Sejuani has some AP damage, Kai'Sa has some mixed AP damage, Nautilus AP. The other guy's AP, right? So.
If they're top lane, we need to defend it. If they're not top lane,
But I believe if Kai'Sa goes on hit or some weird like hybrid, you can like go Banshee. I think it's just weird on Alice because usually you want to go for carry items and just outplay things with your E. Banshee, snowball wise, is not the best, but in it is not like hard winning or anything to go like more offensive. So he Protoverts in, he's looking for an E, but there isn't really a clear angle for it. I mean, is there? It's a bit wasted from my opinion, because in here, if it doesn't like, it was a weird E, I don't know. Like in here, if he just like walks through the minions, flashes, maybe Flashy is the guy, then Rakan could like ult W in, something all in, something maybe on. Easy in, looks for an ult, but I think like out of every like possibilities, this was a bad E. So Rakan does engage. So he actually focuses a little bit the Sejuani, little bit the Nautilus. He is, okay. And now he's looking for a Flashy, right? Looking for some E-Flash, Flashies, right? I don't know if he can E-Flash on the champion, but I think you're supposed to. Okay. So let's see what does he do. So Gromp is free, okay. Even kites upwards towards the breast code. So he's moving his camera, looking for a play. Right now it's just like all about like getting those picks on Alice, right? So he's looking for something. Okay, Protobelt's in. Ooh, goodie. It's weird. From my opinion, it was weird because Gwen had TP. Then we can't really kill Kai'Sa, right? Even if she doesn't TP. I think he was a bit late and he couldn't like. It's really a mental game. I think he was like late and he couldn't really accept it that he doesn't get the Nautilus kill or something. I don't know. But it felt to be a bit forced, no? So the Xayah gets out, Flashes, of course, gets away, So I think he lives here if I'm correct, right? Oh, good Ali. He picks up this. I thought he has enough damage as well, honestly. Oh, I actually thought as well he has enough damage. But the Sejuani is a bit fed.
This random fight is so
they have a Drake, so I do believe without it, I think Sejuani would die there, I think.
Hoping the skill I should get out of them now, right?
Oh, Yon finds an all-in, okay, that's nice.
No, we can take it. We can take it. It's ours. It's ours. It's ours. They aimed it. They aimed it. They aimed it. Just get out. It's ours.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't have smite. That's the only problem that someone else can see. But yeah, it should be ours.
Does he get out? I think he manages. So, he said it's his. I mean, they have some wards, they have some vision if they're around, right?
It looks like less ours, but I think it's.
It looks a bit flippy. I mean, Gwen is around, and we have 2 dead allies, but I don't know where the enemy team is, right? Nautilus is coming. They're coming soon. I think it's a bit weird of a call because they don't have too much.
Yeah, okay, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Even if the Aatrox of course had TP, they do like the DPS for it, as we can see. Like we have a support that does no damage, of course he can tank it. We have an Elise, does not have like insane damage yet towards Baron. Now Saya, I highly believe she has her Kraken, she builds towards her already has Navori, but it doesn't look like there are 2 DPS champs and it just doesn't look like that they can actually get it down before Sejuani and all that shows up. So it feels like they get poked down by Baron, the armor MR is reduced. Then what's gonna happen? They're gonna die, right?
See. Let's stop hitting the net.
So I'm not the only one that like forces dashers. Cause I thought I'm the only one.
After I ping back. Oh no. I don't think we're losing the fight.
Cause in here you get a bit sandwiched, either in the Nashor pit, or it's just awkward because you get poked down by the Baron. Yeah, like you don't wanna be the team that tanks it, while at the same time they contest it, cause then it's even dirtier.
They're just not getting the dragon at Nash.
Oh, I hope they don't get. Oh, it looks like they're. Oh, it looks like they're getting it though. The Sejuani does no damage. Okay. So. Ooh.
It was like not the best call. We still looked, right? But
Like I think with Yon's DPS, right? Possibly it would be in smite range, cause there was the thing had like how much HP? Not much, right? Like 4k if I'm correct. 4k 700, something like that. So let's go back in. I think it's reasonable what he says, right? Like watch. Like if Yon was there, I think easily he could bend it at 3k whatever damage.
yeah, okay, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's
So 5k 4.75 whatever. So let's say like it has like 5 or 4,775, right? Now Yon has Kraken already, he has his DPS items of course, and so what's gonna happen, he just does gets so many Kraken procs with his Qs and all of his basics to the point where he can actually deal that 3k how's it called, 3k 575 damage, then he just smites with 1k 200, right? Which means that that's gonna be lethal. So if Yon would be here, that's true. Most likely this Baron would be gone. But Yon wasn't sadly here, so we didn't actually have enough DPS. Because similar, like he has very similar DPS to Sai actually.
bad.
So okay, we gone through this fight. They also got Drake sadly, so.
Because I'm like,
Okay. So they pick up the Sejuani, but watch out how carefully he plays. Like all the time this engages with his moves, he holds into his E, right? So he cocoons, he goes in again. Like he balances an aggressive playstyle with one that's a bit more on the defense. That's how you kinda like play this type of champions like Alice. Like you wanna poke sometimes, you wanna look for a cocoon all in, but you don't wanna like all the time just go in and go in. You kinda have to play like a Jace actually, right? A little bit like a Jace.
you can play.
So he kinda wants to get the play done in here. I think it's not difficult because he has his cocoon, W, all that. He can turn into spider form for an E. But the teammates are not really.
Good play. It's fine now.
I mean, it's very risky as well because Aatrox Saya is a bit low, so I don't know how to feel about this, but we'll see. So they can't engage on him. He hooks, he knocks. So they pick up the Nautilus.
Oh, I don't know if I can kill a 1v1.
I think he's supposed to win the 1v1, no? I think he's supposed to, yeah. Because the interesting thing about like Alice is that you know, we already know like how much damage and evolve the Q does from Kai'Sa. You have Spiderlings, so that damage is actually insanely reduced, and sometimes, just sometimes, you can dodge your W with your E, or with the Spiderlings, they can tank it. So Alice is taking actually significantly less damage than other AP champs against these type of champions.
Okay, good. I mean, this is overstay. I don't know. Why did they do that?
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot I actually have a mod. yeah, I forgot I have a mod. But the delivery ban is down. Yeah, I can't open it right now. I can't. I need to win this one.
oh, he's so focused. Just don't even go outside for the delivery man, guys. Just play your game.
Focus that guy.
Okay, picked up the Nautilus. Respect, okay. He's looking for another play. Maybe flashy, nice. So he goes in. E maybe? No? E? No? E? No? I guess he just likes to hold into it, right? I don't think so it would be bad, but I think it's fine, right? Like, so I don't know why he didn't turn into human form to throw in the human form abilities before he arrives, but I think he preferred spider form for some reason. I mean, spider form is fine to pick up kills, but I think he could ban like human form. By the time he walks there, he gets spider form, then he can get the spider form all in.
I think we should make this play first, by the way. This is like a really good play. I mean, maybe I just wrong one instead.
Okay, so oh my god, but you see, like he every time like sees a pick a kill opportunity, he doesn't misses on them compared to other junglers. Like some junglers would just go for the raptors or would do something, but when he sees someone is overextending, he just punishes it, right? Like, look, he's looking for a possible all-in on someone that wants to get the Raptors, but at the same time he sees that this Gwen is overstaying, right? Even like he gave up his E, of course, and this is good, I think. He even like goes in with Protobell smite to cap close, because if you don't use your E inside of her W, you're gonna miss out on the damage actually, because she's invulnerable in her bubble. Okay, you just cannot touch her with your E.
I go delivery. Can I though? They're gonna be so tilted if I leave. I can't go. I need to play another one.
Damn, he doesn't care.
To do like to let people wait. But yeah, I can't go right now.
Damn, so he just plays Lee. I would do something similar, but I always go out for the delivery man. Because I mean, they have a job as well, and they're getting stressed out, you know, they have to like deliver other things as well to other addresses, they don't even know what to do. So, maybe it's just me, but I always go out for the delivery man. I mean, I think he probably compensates with some money, right?
Help me guys, you can't just let me leave, just let me die.
Okay, goodie. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. I think again, like the empathy got the better out of him. So in here, the guy is gone. Like you cannot help him. As like when you cannot help him, and he kept walking. But even like Kai'Sa is not killable. You know, gigantic shields. There are two like champions in here. There's a TP. So I think his empathy got the better out of him. Because if you don't cocoon, you cannot do anything really, right? So then just don't even try it, you know. Because then he walked a little bit into the slow. Said Johnny popped her Banshee, of course, then... Then he's talking about getting help, which would be nice, but everyone is kinda out of position. So it's not really possible. Not really on them. But I think if he left the situation, I think one guy would die. Because 3 or 4 people were on bot. I think 4 people because the Gwen TP'd, right? So it's kind of like they could then take, I think, like 1 or 2 mid towers. And maybe if he was like camping around like these areas with Oracle, maybe he could then look for a possible pick on squishy champs, right? But I think it was a bit of a misplay to just empathy help teammates, right? Yeah, which I do quite often as well, but you should be like, you know, this is not like consistent, this is not okay, and just leave the scenario, because sometimes the empathy gets the better out of you. So people are fighting. He's looking for an all-in on the AD carry, so always focus the AD carry per usual. And then what happens, he's looking for the other squishy champ, Viego of course, Gwen, these type of champs. So usually like AD carries, then bruisers, then tanks, right? Okay, so he stunned him, he went for a W, dodges the third Q, really good. Then he's in of course and picks up the VV, he does. Yeah, they did kinda lost it. They kinda lost it because overall, like Viego gets his resets and they have better fighters in team fights. In my opinion, I think like things have to hit like a good Rakan ult or something. But in my opinion, they have a Gwen, they have Viego, all that, resets, guys. So like, they are a bit better in team fights than his team. Unless like they can connect things like a good Yona or a good Rakan RW, something, a pick with Alice. But generally speaking, it looks like they have a better like team fight comp, no?
I mean, it's not GG. Again, we won't should be. I guess you have Gwen killed everyone, but still. I guess I need to hit Gwen.
The Gwen is nasty when she's fed, so.
I wonder, like, we have MR, right? She shouldn't be that useful. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Oh, she got one shotted. That's a lot of damage.
Play slow, play slow. You can't go in. She needs to base, she needs to go out.
He quite often says play it slow, but he should ban like danger ping, I assume, if that would help. So, like, because people don't really hear him through the microphone.
Hey, we kited her, we kited her, we kited her. Now we go, now we go.
He would see, nice. He does focus now the Sejuani, wants to pick him up.
Hang on mid, hang on mid, hang on mid, hang on mid.
And
Everyone else.
And now he's pinging really correctly, no Baron, no chasing 4 kills, whatever. I think he can look for a really easy end, because 5 people are alive, 3 of them are dead. So basically like Viego, Gwen is alive, so if they don't somehow get
I can chase.
I think it's just cancelling Rikas, I assume. It's cancelling Rikas.
Just on time, maybe?
Oh, he got caught sadly, huh? He got caught a little. So he's cancelling Rikas. Maybe he could ban allow just to Rakan do it solely. I'm not sure if that's worth. But he has quite a lot of pushing power. I mean, I assume an Alice can hold them longer than a Rakan, right? So, oh, he did outplay him. And I think he's...
I'm gonna die for this one, right?
But I think that's fine-ish. I think that's fine, right? So that was a good decision from him to hold them. I was like, maybe Rakan should do it alone, but Rakan can't hold them for much because he's not extremely mobile without like ally champions and with his ult, without his ult, right? So then it's kind of like he has to be there, and it's better if he doesn't sieges, because his team just ends, right? So then all he has to do is just cancel recast, because like essentially Viego is dead, right? Like he could fight the Viego, then the Gwen is just like getting her recall cancelled is just already. See? He even pings the Nexus, because it happens even in Challenger, people don't hit it.
Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Yeah, that was nice. I mean, we did so many mistakes this game. Nice, you got it. 25.
Ooh, so his current goal is 1500 LP and he's almost there.
Nice. GG.
Rank 1, right? Like, his goal is 1500 LP, but in my opinion, possibly he could even reach like, probably 2k. I'm just saying probably, or 1.8k at least. That's it from now, have a nice day.